Hello, everyone, and welcome. If you're watching this live, today is Tuesday, September the 17th of 2024, although you may be watching the replay. And how is everyone doing today? Get a little bit of, I hope everyone's doing fine. Um, First of all, I am Terry Hartley at Rustic Barn Cards, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, coming to you from Iowa. I think here in Iowa today, it's going to get almost 90 degrees. So even though it is September, it still feels like summer, although we have had a few days that we could tell that fall was around the corner, but it's back to feeling like summer right now. I am so glad you're here to join me today. I hope everyone is doing well. Um, if you're watching this live, say hi. Today, hello, Rita. Welcome. Today we're going to be using the Autumn Leaves stamp set and dies because it's September, so I'm thinking fall. And I hope that you like the card. It's quick and easy. You can make it in different colors than what I am using today. And when I turn the camera down, I have some great news from Stampin' Up! To share with you. So let me turn the camera down so we can start stamping. But before I do that, let me just push on a couple of buttons here. There we go. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, I would love for you to do that. Just go ahead and click down below. You'll see a little icon to do that. And now we will switch. Yes, free shipping. Isn't that wonderful? Tomorrow. So not today, but tomorrow. But that gives you a day to find your wish list, make a wish list, so you're ready to go for free shipping tomorrow. So it's one day only, September the 18th, and on orders of $75 or more, you will get free shipping one day only tomorrow. Everyone who places an order with me tomorrow on September the 18th during one day, during the free shipping, and if your order is at least $75, I will send you a card, a package of embellishments from our new holiday mini catalog. And if you haven't seen our new mini catalog, here it is. It has great embellishments in it. If you do not have a catalog, reach out to me and I will get one to you. But again, if you place an order with me, you will get a card, a package of new embellishments from the Holiday Mini, plus an assorted package of 6x6 designer series paper. Some of the paper will be retired and some will be current papers. But you must use the host code that I have right here. And in the description of this video, you will find the host code plus a link that the host code is embedded in to make it easy for you to shop with me. All right. That's right, Rita. Wahoo. It is wonderful. I love free shipping days, especially because for me, I love to be able to get envelopes and to stock up on card stock and all those things and glue and adhesive, things that I know that I'm going to be using, right? Okay, well, let's look at the card today that we're going to make. Here is the card. Autumn teaches us that change can be beautiful. You can use any sentiment, of course. And so we're going to use a little tearing technique here. And the stamps that we're using is Autumn Leaves. And I want to say I know it's in our annual catalog. And I'm thinking page 75. I'm not sure what page, but it is in our annual catalog. And I'm thankful with a grateful heart. Autumn teaches us that change can be beautiful. And then you have some sentiments or greetings that you can put inside your card. So I'm thankful for all you do with a grateful heart today and every day. and to have you as a friend. So we have some leaves, and then it's two-step because you can put the little lines inside the leaves for the little veins of the leaves. And then we have dies that go with this. Well, the dies are sold separately. So you can buy the stamp set, or you can buy the dies, or you can buy both. So we are going to use this right here. It's a little accent piece, or that's what I call it. And we're using this for the label. So we need these two, although some I have already cut out, but are die cut for us to make it a little faster. And so we're going to use these leaves. And what I like about this stamp set is that it has a lot of extra dies in here besides the ones that cut out the images in our stamp set. And what I particularly love, especially if I'm going to be making multiple cards, we have two dies that are exactly the same. So I can cut two of these at the same time. And how great is that? And we have some more extra. And then we have another label here, another little accent piece, smaller label for those smaller sentiments I was talking about. And here's two more leaves that are exactly the same on the dies. So it's a great, great set. You definitely won't go wrong by getting this, especially if you like making fall cards. The designer series paper I'm going to be using is Splendid Autumn, and this is from our new holiday mini catalog. And the front of these have like scenes. They're just gorgeous. But then the back is just like more, just a color. And so that's what we're going to be using today. We're going to be using, we're going to be using this color right here, which is Moody Mauve. Judy, hello, and I'm glad you're back in Iowa. I have missed you. So I'm glad you're back, but I'm also glad you had a good time, a good trip. We're going to need three colors today. We're going to three inks. We're going to use Basic Gray, Moody Mauve, and Granny Apple Green. But of course, you can use any colors. I'm going to bring in the trimmer. Now, for my trimmer, I use the cutting blade. It's the darker, and I have it at the top. And then the scoring blade is a lighter color, and I have it at the bottom. But I know some people have their cutting blade, have it reversed. Their scoring blade is at the top, and their cutting blade. So everyone's different, right? So I'm bringing in Basic White Thick, and this is 8.5 by 11. And I'm going to line it. This is the long side, 11. I'm going to line it up at 5.5. And you can make two card bases out of one sheet of cardstock. So I'm placing it at 5.5. And you have two pieces of cardstock. I could have scored them both at the same time, but I'm not today. So now I'm going to turn, and I am going to score this at 5.25. So I'm going to bring in my lighter blade, and I'm going to score that. And here we have our card base. So I'm going to go ahead and fold our card base. And we're going to have our card is going to open up like this, which I guess would be landscape. I'm going to adjust. I stand on a mat. I stand up when I do my videos. And I had one foot on the mat and one foot off. And that wasn't going to work, I could tell. All right, let's go ahead and bring in our pieces to do some stamping on. So this basic white here is 3 5/8 by 3.5. And then I've already die cut our label out that we're going to stamp on. And then you just need a scrap of basic white to stamp some leaves. And want to make sure, so I'm going to line this up and then I will tell you which, because yes, because you want the longer edge at the top, 3 5/8. All right, let's go ahead and bring in our Moody Mauve, and we'll go ahead and stamp our sentiment. And I've already added, autumn teaches us that change can be beautiful. And this is photopolymer, so sometimes I do use a little cushion under there because we don't have, it's not red rubber, but you don't always have to, but it does sometimes, especially if you're doing maybe images of characters and things, it kind of helps you do that. And then we're finished with that's all we need for the Moody Mauve. So I get that out of the way, and I'm going to bring in my Granny Apple Green, and that's what we're going to use for our leaves. Now the leaf I'm using from the autumn leaves, there's 2 leaves together, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and ink this up, and then I'm going to stamp on my basic white scrap and lay that aside, and then I'm going to bring in our basic white that is measured 3 5/8 by 3 1/2. And I am just going to randomly stamp the leaves. So let's see. I think I'm just going to do one like right here. Now, when the Granny Apple Green dries, it will look a little bit different color for us. So again, I'm just kind of randomly do want at least the middle. Here. Don't think that one's going to show. Okay, let me go ahead and clean. Just using a chamois to clean my stamps. I'm going to lay that aside for just to dry a little bit. And I'm going to bring this other, the scrap that we stamped 2 leaves on. I'm going to bring in basic gray. And I have like the inside little lines, the veins, or whatever you call. Not very scientific. And then we're just going to line those up. And they line up. I mean, it doesn't have to really be perfect on this. But see how that kind of gives it some definition? I like that. How it gives some definition. I don't know if you can see that or not. And then we're going to do the same with this. So we will. I didn't get that exactly right on that one. This one. Now I'm going to grab, let's see, a sticky note. And I'll tell you why. See how this goes down farther? I don't want that to show. And so I'm going to place that right here. So when I stamp the inside of these, they're not going to have that long piece after it. And we will just stamp this. And right there. Okay. So I think we have all of our stamping done for this card. So like I said, it's a quick and easy card. We did our stamping first. I'm going to lay this aside. And I'm going to bring in Moody Mauve. And this is 3 3/4 by 5. And if you would like all the measurements, if you're not signed up for my email, there's a link in the description where you can sign up to receive my emails. And I send out the recipe card with the measurements and the supplies that I use for this card at the end of the week. This is our designer series paper. So this is, which is very pretty, but we're going to be using this Moody Mauve here. And the designer series paper is 4 3/4 by 3.5. And I'm going to layer that. You know, this morning I thought I had all this extra time. I was prepared. I was ready to go. It wasn't 1 o'clock Central like when I go live, but I forgot. I should have been checking to make sure that my adhesive was going to work. And it is, thank goodness. But there's always, sometimes, I know this bottle is getting almost empty, but it's still working. So what I love about the Tombow glue, it just lasts a long time. So we're layering that designer series paper right on to our Moody Mauve cardstock. And then I'm going to bring in our card base. Just give it one more little burnish. And we're just going to adhere this to our card front. So I have a little more white around the border of the card on the top and the bottom and the left and the right. Trying to get it as straight as I can. And then I am going to bring this in. And then we are going to tear this corner, okay? So we're going to tear it. We're just going to, and you know, it's each of them. If you make more than one card, it's going to be a little bit different. And we also have a new scrapbooking brochure. And if you haven't looked at that yet, you may want to do that. And we have some white core cardstocks, a new white core cardstock that we will be working with. And I think I will show you some of the scrapbooking when I finish with this. I ordered one scrapbooking kits, and so I will share that with you. All right, we're going to go ahead and just add adhesive. So I think in my newsletter or somewhere, I told you that today I would share some items from the scrapbooking brochure. Okay, we have that done. Now I'm going to lay this aside just for a second, and we're going to bring in a strip of basic gray that's 1 by 4 1/4. And then we're going to bring in a strip of granny apple green. This is a generous half by 4 1/4. And I'm going to grab our die, and I'm going to place our die. And now the die is longer than the granny apple cardstock, but that is fine. I'm going to just put the edge of the die right at the edge of the granny apple green cardstock strip, kind of put it in the middle like this, run it through my die cutting machine, and then I will have this right here. So we are going to layer this on here. Now what I'm going to do is bring in my silicone craft sheet, because there are holes in the middle here, so I cannot add adhesive, but there is a little bit of a border of solid green, so I am able to add adhesive there, but I want to make sure I get good coverage. So I'm going to bring in my glue dots, and my take or pick tool. And I am just going to put a couple of glue dots just right over here, because those will be covered up anyway. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to add just going to add a little bit of adhesive right there on that border, a solid green that we have. So where there is no die cut showing. I can add a little more here because it is going to be covered up. And again, I want to get it about right in the middle. And the basic gray strip is a little bit longer than the granny apple. Just like that. Then I'm going to bring our card base back in, and we are going to go ahead and we are going to add this to our card base. So I add some adhesive on the back of that basic gray strip. And we're putting this kind of towards the bottom. So we have a little bit of room on here, a little bit of room on that side. Just like that. Okay, we need to die cut these, our leaves, so we would just lay our die here and we run that through, and you have this, so they are together. But we're going to take our snips and we are going to cut them so we have two separate. And then I'm bringing in Moody Mauve cardstock, just a scrap, and I'm bringing in these dies, these leaf dies that we have two alike, and then just run that through your die cutting machine. But just to save time, I have already done that, and I have our two Moody Mauve leaves. So what I'm going to do is to bring in our sentiment, and we are going to adhere our leaves to the back of this. And then we're going to pop this up on our card. So I kind of want to do placement. So I think I'll do a leaf there, a leaf here, and then a leaf here, and maybe kind of pointing down that way. Okay. All right. So now we need our glue dots. Where did I put them? Now you're going to add a glue dot. We are going to use dimensionals, but right now we're just going to get this ready to put on our sentiment piece. So I'm going to put a glue dot at the bottom of the Moody Mauve, and then I'm going to kind of overlap that a little bit. So maybe we need another glue dot on them. And then I'm going to just add, I'm just picking that up with my taking a pick tool, putting it right down on the front of the Moody Mauve leaf, doing the same thing, picking this up. All right. Now I'm going to pick up our sentiment piece, and we are going to go ahead and attach that right here. And then I think I'll put this at the side like that. And then we will point this a little bit down. All right. Now we're going to turn this over and we're going to add dimensionals. Then we're going to pop it up on our card. I don't need quite so many, but you know me, I love my dimensionals. Okay, and then we're going to put this down towards the bottom. Right, like that. And then we want to bring in some embellishments. These are pecan pie and clear embellishments. I should know whether those, I'm going to look. These must be in the annual catalog because I have our embellishments. So I think these are in our annual catalog, but let me double check. I don't want to tell you wrong, or maybe they're online exclusives. Well, I'm not sure, but I will have, I'll just tell you the item number and then I'll put it in. I should know. I should have, the item number is 164204. I know they go with something else, so it might be an exclusive. Okay, so should I use the clear or the pecan pie? So should I use the clear or the brown, do you think? Let me know in the comments. I used clear for my sample card. And that we don't have any brown, any pecan pie in our card, but it is an autumn card, so I don't think it would hurt to have the brown. Although I think maybe the white does show up a little bit more, and you may not be able to see, but inside these, there's little lines inside these embellishments, so they're really, really pretty. So if you don't have the clear and pecan pie embellishments, you probably will want to add that to your list and get that free shipping tomorrow. Yes, I agree. I think because the clear shows up, but you know what? We use the smaller ones on our sample card. So let's just go ahead and use the larger clear this time. And okay, I'm going to cheat it a little bit. We're going to put, there we go. We are going to use 2 of the larger clear. And then I did use the pecan pie right there. So I made everybody happy, right? Okay, so here is our card today. Here was our sample card. Let me know if you like the card. I hope you like the quick and easy card today. Autumn leaves, there's just so many things you can do with that stamp set. So if you don't have that stamp set or bundle, I think you'll want to. Those dies are just awesome, especially so many of them that stand alone, that you can cut out and make leaves and make fall projects with them. I will be back Wednesday of next week. So next week is my craft along for everyone to watch. I'm not able to, I have an appointment, taking my husband to an appointment next Tuesday. So I will be back Wednesday, September the 25th at 1 p.m. Central for my craft along. Everyone can watch, and the kits are in the mail for those of you that order the kits. And of course, but everyone can watch the craft along next Wednesday. Don't forget, tomorrow is free shipping. And again, place an order with me and I'll send you a card, a brand new package of embellishments from the mini catalog, and an assortment of 6x6 designer series paper. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Have a great week. Again, I'm Terry Hartley at Rustic Barn Cards. Take care. See you soon. Bye for now.